Movie buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the second half of January's pickups. So we're going to start doing these hauls and pickups bi-weekly instead of weekly. I was going to do them monthly, but I don't want to wait that long. So we're doing bi-weekly. So this is the second half of January. We did the first half of January about 2-3 weeks ago. So I'm a week late with this one, but I got quite a bit to go over. We're going to dive in. The majority of this came from Goodies Disc Exchange, with the exception of 3 titles. So this is pretty much all Goodies Disc Exchange right here. And we're going to go ahead and, before we dive into the goodies, we're going to take a look at Games and DVD Exchange. You guys know I deal with them. So I picked up 3 titles from there. Whenever I get a chance to go there, they're not as convenient for me as Goodies, so I don't get a chance to go there often. But when I do, I usually find something. First up, from Games and DVD Exchange, the Men in Black trilogy. All 3 films. Now, I had the first 2 on DVD, and I was content with them on DVD, but I saw this for under $8 at Games and DVD Exchange. I had to get it. So, because I only had the first 2, I really wasn't interested in 3, and I probably was never going to buy it. But seeing this trilogy on Blu-ray, knowing that I had the first 2 on DVD for under $8, that was a win right there. So I had to go ahead and pick that up. All 3 here. You got 2 that's stacked. So that's Men in Black trilogy on Blu-ray. Next up is another title that I have on DVD, but I'm actually in the process of upgrading all my Tarantino flicks to Blu-ray. I think I got 2 left. I got Kill Bill 1 and 2. Those are the only 2 left. Everything else is on Blu-ray. So, yeah, this is Reservoir Dogs. Absolutely one of my favorite Tarantino flicks. Not my favorite, but one of, on Blu-ray. Now, I don't know if this have all the special features of the DVD, and that's the problem with the Tarantino flicks like Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction. Those are really nice additions that I have on DVD. I still have them, but the Blu-rays, I'm not sure if they got all the features. So, again, I'm going to check this one out and let you know if it has all the features. This is Reservoir Dogs. And Birdman. This is one that I saw years ago. I thought it was a fantastic movie. It never made it into the collection. Guys, you know how it is. A lot of the movies you probably want don't make it into your collection when you want them to, but eventually they get there. So this is Birdman with Michael Keaton. This is a really, really good movie. Awesome movie. Check this one out. So that's the Games and DVD Exchange. Really small. Now we're going to move on to goodies. We're going to do the DVDs first because I got quite a few DVDs. Yes, I still collect DVDs because they're cheap, they're plentiful, and I can always find titles on DVD. Every title I have don't necessarily have to be on Blu-ray or 4K or anything like that. DVD still works really well for me. So without further ado, let's dive into the DVDs. Here's one with Richard Gere, Andy Garcia. This was a really good one. I saw this one years ago when I was really young. It's called Internal Affairs. Really good, really good movie. It's about a cop. I forget the story on this one. I seen it a long time ago. I'm definitely going to have to rewatch this one for a refresher, but this is really good. This is one of the best. To me, this is Richard Gere and Andy Garcia at their best. I do remember how powerful this movie was. I don't remember too much about it, but it was a really good one. The Naked Gun trilogy. This is all 3 of the Naked Gun movies on DVD. I thought the Naked Gun movies, to me, they were funny. They put me up there with the, they put me in the mind of like the Police Academy movies. That's next, the Police Academy set. Hollywood Homicide. Now, I didn't want this movie for real. It was just okay. I like Harrison Ford. Josh Hartnett, I think it is. He was in, of course, what was he in? He was in, I forget. He was in something. I get him and Jim Caviezel mixed up. I was getting ready to say Passion of the Christ, but that's Jim Caviezel. I get those mixed up. But he was in Lucky Number 11. That was a really good movie. This movie was just okay. It wasn't bad, but I got this movie because I'm going to do a video on buddy cop movies, and you got to have this one. You don't have to, but this will make a good addition to, if you're collecting buddy cop movies, this will definitely go in there. Jaws. I don't have any Jaws in my collection. I know. And I could get these on Blu-ray, but you know what? This'll work. And I didn't see this one, Jaws Revenge. I heard it was trash, but because I'm trying to collect all the Jaws movies, I had to get it. Here's one that was really good. Crocodile Dundee and then Crocodile Dundee 2. This is a double feature. I did like Crocodile Dundee 1 a lot more than 2. 2 was okay, but 1 was a lot better. I still remember to this day the line, "That's not a knife, this is a knife." And he showed him something that looked bigger than a damn Rambo knife. I think that thing was like a cross between a machete and a Rambo knife. Crazy. Here's one, Body Double. Now, this is a movie I saw again when I was young, and to be honest with you, this is a movie that I think we should not have seen. We was really young. We was over a friend of ours' house. It was me, my brother, and a couple other people. We was over a friend of mine's house. I ain't going to say his name. And he put this movie on, and I don't think we should have been watching this movie. It's not, looking at it now, it's not that bad, but back then, I don't think we should have been watching this movie. I think this was more leaned towards adults. Crimson River. Now, the reason why I like Crimson Rivers is I like Jean Reno. I liked him in Leon the Professional, Mission Impossible, and a couple other of his works. Whenever I see a movie that he's in, I usually grab it. It's about these really gruesome, ghastly murders. You're going to like this one if you can find it. This one, I didn't know anything about it. Again, this is the beauty of going to a mom and pop store. You can actually, skim through the titles. You can look at them. You can see who's in them. Look, buying online is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to knock that, but it doesn't take the place of actually being in the mom and pop store skimming through the inventory. It's nothing like it. You can find some true hidden gems when you dig through the inventory at a mom and pop store. And again, here's another one. You guys know I'm a Gene Hackman fan. I never heard of this movie. It's called The Chamber. Now, this is Gene Hackman and Chris O'Donnell. Let's see. Now, I don't know anything about this one, so I'm just going to read a little bit. Chris O'Donnell, 2-time Academy Award winner. Gene Hackman, an Oscar winner. Faye Dunaway starring a gripping suspense thriller based on John Grissom's explosive novel. John Grissom, you know it's going to be good. The story, at least the story is going to be good. O'Donnell stars as an idealistic young attorney, Adam Hall, who takes on the death row clemency case of his one-time Klansman grandfather. Wow. I didn't even read it all, but this seemed like it's going to be a pretty interesting watch. Roots 30th Anniversary Edition. This one here. I think it's a 4. Let's see, I'm just looking here. I think this is a 4 DVD set. Yeah. So this is a 4 DVD set. Roots. Roots was just a part of my childhood. I saw Roots. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I'm looking forward to watching this. This has been remastered and restored. Now here's another one. This is where I talk about shopping at your local mom and pop store. Again, just skimming through the inventory. Here's one that I would not have known about if I didn't actually see it. I would not have ordered this online because I wouldn't have known anything about it. And that's Cold in July. This is an independent film. You got the guy who plays, let's see, what's his name? Sam Shepard. That's Dexter. Don Johnson, Miami Vice. And Michael C. Hall. I love Michael C. Hall. Great cast. This movie is about a guy who was... He was basically, somebody broke into his home. He shot the guy. The whole thing was a setup. You got to check this one out. It's a great thriller, very suspenseful, very mind-twisty, mind-bendy type of thriller. This is a fantastic movie. It was an independent film, so you probably didn't hear much about this, but I'm telling you, this is a D recommendation. If you come across this movie, now you know the name of the movie. You can probably find it online if you can't find it in your local mom and pop store. It's called Cold in July. This is a great movie and a fantastic pickup. So that's the DVDs from Goodies Disc Exchange. We're going to slide into the DVDs. I have quite a few and a couple of 4Ks. So I'm going to get something to drink here. First up here is Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, Gravity. This is the 3D version. Of course, it comes with a standard. I don't have 3D capability, but it comes with a standard DVD and a standard Blu-ray inside the package, so no worries there. Oh, this is my only 3D title. I'm not worried about it. I don't have any way to play a 3D title. The Princess and the Frog. This is a really wonderful Disney title. This goes into my personal Disney collection. Yeah, this is my youngest daughter. This is one of her favorite Disney movies. And here's a movie that I thought was going to be good, but in my opinion, I thought it was trash and a very disappointing watch. Crawl. It's about alligators, these big alligators that's, you know what, it's horrible. All I can say is this movie stinks, in my opinion. Now, some of the critics didn't think it was that bad. That's what I'm talking about with ratings and the critics. This movie got rated higher than I think it should have been rated. This movie is absolute garbage. Crawl. 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is one of Stanley Kubrick's classics. So Stanley Kubrick, I actually, really enjoy his works. The Shining comes right to mind. So this is 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is a classic. Add this to your collection. Behind Enemy Lines. This is another movie that I thought was just okay. This was a little bit this was about a popcorn movie. Now, popcorn movies for me are like movies that are like really, really mid-pack or low mid-pack. This is probably a hair better than a popcorn movie. I like Gene Hackman, even though he wasn't the star of the movie. He was definitely in the movie. This was Owen Wilson. I'm not an Owen Wilson fan. I don't like hardly any of his works, but it is what it is. I wanted it in my collection because I'm collecting Hackman films. Here's another movie that I bought. And right now I'm on a superhero kick. So I'm trying to collect everything superheroes far as movies go and cartoons. Whether they're good or bad, if it's related to a superhero like DC or Marvel, I'm trying to get it in my collection. This movie I thought was not really bad, but DC need to really work on their live action movies. Now I will give them credit I will give them credit for Man of Steel, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. I thought they were good. But Batman Dawn of Justice and Justice League, nah, that's not going to fly. Not when you're going up against stuff like the Avengers. No, this right here, this wasn't good enough. And neither was the one that came after this, Justice League. Not good enough. Not at all. It wasn't horrible, but I'm just going to say just simply not good enough. Let me see here. I want to put these together. I'll save those. The Hunt for Red October. This will go with my submarine movies. I got Crimson Tide and I have Das Boot. This will go in with that, The Hunt for Red October. Me and my guy over at Goodies was talking about this cover. I've never seen this cover for The Hunt for Red October. It's always been a red cover, similar to the cover for Crimson Tide. But here it is. Sean Connery, and I think this is Alec. Yes, Alec Baldwin, The Hunt for Red October. Really good movie. Check this one out. This one pays tribute to one of the late greats, Robin Williams. This is Dead Poets Society. So I'm collecting pretty much all of the Robin Williams movies too. I want them all. I'm missing a handful, but I got a lot. But this is one that I definitely wanted. This is a really good Robin Williams movie. Dead Poets Society. You got to check this one out. This one is right up there to me with Mrs. Doubtfire and Good Will Hunting, movies like that. I got, let's see here, The Wolverine. So this will complete my Wolverine collection and my X-Men collection of movies, of live-action X-Men movies. I have all the Wolverine, so I think it's X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's Logan, and it's this one here, The Wolverine. Probably that's not the order that they came out in, but this will complete my X-Men and my Wolverine collection. And this is the only Wolverine movie I didn't see. I did not see this one. Here's a movie that I thought was going to be better than what it was. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't bad, but I thought it was going to be a little bit better. I liked the premise of it, and I still like the premise of it. I actually liked the movie. I thought the movie was, again, this was a cut above a popcorn movie, but it wasn't just what I thought it was going to be, and that is The Happy Time Murders. It wasn't bad. It had some funny moments to it. It wasn't a gut buster like I thought it was going to be, but it did have some funny moments to it. This is The Muppets, but on some grown-up type stuff. This movie, it's got, like I said, it's got some funny moments to it, but it's not what I thought it was going to be. But if you can find this one reasonably priced, add this to your collection. Now, I'll say this movie is kind of pricey online. Now, you'll find a better deal on this at your mom and pop stores. If you look at like FYE or Second Spin, some of the bigger online resellers or eBay, this movie is pretty pricey. It's up in that $17, $18 range, and to me, it's not worth it. Sausage Party. Now, this is a 4K release. I didn't see Sausage Party. I know it's a little raunchy. I'm going to check it out. I heard really good things about it, but I heard it's not for kids, even though it's like a computer animated movie. There's another 4K release. This is The Lion King on 4K. I love The Lion King. I seen it in the theater when it first came out. I had it on VHS. I had it on DVD. I got it on 4K now. This is a really fun film. And you're never too old to watch The Lion King. The Lion King is really good. There was a couple of sequels. There was Lion King 2, 2.5, Lion King Simba's Pride, I think. So I think it was like 4 movies based off of The Lion King, and none of them can come close to this one. So this is The Lion King on 4K. The Strangers. The Strangers was pretty good. Scary movie. Not the scariest movie, but scary enough. And this one was pretty scary too. Wasn't, again, The Strangers, they're generic scary horror slasher movies, but they're not the worst. So this is right here. This is The Strangers Pray at Night. This is the unrated version. Both of these are the unrated versions. So these were good pickups to get. So that's it. That's everything. So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to go ahead and recap everything. We're going to start with the Games and DVD Exchange, Birdman, Reservoir Dogs, Men in Black Trilogy. So that's the recap for Games and DVD Exchange. Now, Goodies Disc Exchange, we're going to go ahead and recap the DVDs. Cold in July. Roots 30th Anniversary Edition. The Chamber. Crimson Rivers. Body Double. Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2. Jaws The Revenge. Jaws. Hollywood Homicide. The Naked Gun Trilogy. Internal Affairs. Now we're going to recap the Goodies Blu-rays. The Princess and the Frog. Yeah, Princess and the Frog. I always call it Princess Frog, but it's Princess and the Frog. Gravity 3D. The Strangers. The Strangers Pray at Night. The Lion King. Sausage Party. The Happy Time Murders. The Wolverine. Dead Poets Society. The Hunt for Red October. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Behind Enemy Lines. 2001: A Space Odyssey. And Crawl. So that's it. That's the second half of January pickups. We'll do another pickup video 2 weeks into February for February first half pickups in additions to the collection. This is D from the Movie Bay. Thanks for watching. I hope you've seen something that you might want to add to your collection. And keep collecting, guys. We live in a time where the physical media is fizzling out, but because physical media is fizzling out, and a lot of people is giving up their physical media, trading in their physical media, selling their physical media to local stores and online resellers, we're able to get that same physical media for a lot cheaper than if we was buying it brand new from the store. So because it's dying out, it's crazy to say it, but because physical media is fizzling out, it's a good time to be a physical media collector because you can build a really great collection on the cheap. This is D. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. I'll see you in the next video.